Welcome! In this video, I'll be explaining what the dermoscopy paradox is and the 4 things that you need to do now in order to overcome it.
Training a primary care dermoscopist for every general practice.
Hi, I'm Andy from the South Yorkshire Dermoscopy Academy, where we help you become that great primary care dermoscopist you were born to be. Let's start by defining what a paradox is. It's a statement that seems difficult to understand because it contains 2 opposite facts. Here's a statement that is often hinted at, if not always spoken out loud, when dermoscopy is being taught. Using dermoscopy will make it easier for you to manage patients with skin conditions. Then you start learning dermoscopy and you find out the real facts. First of all, it's not easy. And also there's more anxiety involved than there was before you started learning dermoscopy. Does dermoscopy make life easier for you or not? Less anxiety or more? I think a little diagram here will help us understand what's going on in this paradox. This graph has 2 vertices. At the bottom we have time, and going up we have the level of anxiety within the clinician. As a baseline comparison, let's compare learning dermoscopy to someone who is a heavy user of Telederm and refers patients to someone else to make the decision for them. After all, you don't want to miss a melanoma, do you? It's a low anxiety producing approach, which is why it's addictive. And with time, that doesn't tend to change. What about learning dermoscopy? My personal experience and the observation when teaching others is it's like this. That you get an increase in anxiety initially, and then it peaks and then eases as you improve and it returns towards the baseline. The consequences can be this. As the anxiety increases, you give up. Assuming you don't want that to be you, what are you going to do about it to help you overcome this paradox? I now have 4 things you should be thinking about to help you over this paradox. First thing to say, it's normal. It's all part of a steep learning curve, and it's a bit discombobulating at times. I'm telling you about it now so you don't be surprised when it happens. How long does that process last? Well, it depends. But how long did you think it took Isabel to reach that point where it's easier and better to reach for a dermoscope than not reach for it? My second point is that a problem shared is a problem halved. Have you heard that phrase before? And you know, it's so true in dermoscopy. This is something you can do to help yourself. Develop a supportive and learning network of people to give you that vital and quick reassurance and feedback early on. Perhaps a group of you could band together and set up a Pando network where you can share images and discuss them and support and learn from each other as you go. This is critical in the early stages of learning dermoscopy. If you don't have anyone, then have a listen to my offer and options in my welcome video to this channel. Number 3, initiate a data collection system now. Data can show you that you are improving even when you feel nothing is getting better and it's getting harder. Let me give a little illustration for you. My firstborn child wasn't sleeping well. My wife and I were both tired, desperate, and something needed to change. And we decided to try control crying. We knew it would be tough for a few nights, so decided to keep a chart of how long it took for our daughter to fall asleep. The first night it took 3 hours. In the morning we were exhausted, a little demoralised, and to be honest, the second night we were thinking, should we do it again? However, the second night it was 2 hours. We were even more exhausted, but actually encouraged that things were moving in the right direction. The third night it took her 1 hour to stop crying. And by day 6, we could put her to bed after a bath time and stories, and she would fall asleep within 5 minutes. Can you see how this could relate to you learning dermoscopy? Start a data collecting system now. Why not set a baseline of where you are now? Perhaps audit your last 20 referrals as 2-week waits to dermatology, or perhaps over the last 6 months. This is the point you're starting from. That is your baseline. How you set and manage the data system is entirely up to you. Let me show you how I do it. I'm more an analog than a digital person, and I use an A5 diary. And this is what I do. I put the patient's reference number. There's no names in here, so no confidentiality issues. I put down what I think the problem is, and then what I did. Did I use cryotherapy? Did I reassure them? Did I refer them? How did I refer them? And then I put in the box what the outcome was. So when I audit this, it's much easier to find out how I'm doing. Start your data collection system today, and then you can monitor for those small incremental improvements that will help you keep going. My 4th and final point is anxiety is only one metric we can measure as you're learning dermoscopy. There are a few other important ones to consider. Let's draw a few other charts you need to remember as you navigate the paradox of learning dermoscopy. This chart shows what will happen to your referrals as you continue learning. Patient satisfaction with your service will increase, and you'll get plenty of patients very happy that they saw you and no one else. This is what will happen to your professional self-esteem and confidence. And this is what will happen to the fun element in your job. Do you know it's great fun telling people they haven't got cancer when they haven't? And that could be you if you stick to those 4 simple rules. I think to put on the shelf behind me, I am going to nominate a diary, because data collection is going to be vital for your journey in dermoscopy. And there it is. Until next time.
Training a primary care dermoscopist for every general practice.